בסדר. רק צריך קליקר. תודה. Hello. I'm Gil Almog from Matific. So Professor Shimon Shokend presented a little bit about the company. And I will speak about the M part of STEM, of math education. So Matific, as Shimon said, we have over 1,500 games and activities. Our content is localized to many different countries. And essentially, we're about two things. We're trying to make math fun for kids, and we're trying to teach math in a proper way. So I have 4 kids, and I was recently asked by my 10-year-old daughter, teacher, to come in and teach math using Matific. So I planned a nice lesson with fraction, addition, and subtraction. But before I started, I kind of polled the class a little bit, and I asked them, so who likes math? And a few kids raised their hand. And then I asked them, who doesn't like math? And a few more kids raised their hand. And then this girl yelled, and who hates math? And about half the class raised their hand. So eventually we had a nice lesson. It was very good. But it's this kind of attitude towards math, and this is what Matific is about. We're trying to actually do something about this attitude with kids. And this little feedback from a kid gives you a bit of an insight of why kids actually hate math. There's a bit of a disconnect between what they study in class and then how they need to, what they need to do when they get into a test. There's been a lot of research into it. I won't go into it, but we see that when kids, when they start elementary school, they actually have a pretty positive attitude towards math and problem solving, but then as they get into junior high, this attitude changes very quickly towards the negative. And then, the end result is that a lot of people struggle with math eventually. In Israel, there's a lot of PR about the 5-unit math exam, and I think, this is a great thing. But if we lose kids already in elementary school, where we get to a point where they don't like math, then we can gain a lot more if we solve this problem at a very early age. So what is the solution? Now we're in an education technology conference, so here's a hint: technology. And there's been a lot of ideas about how to use technology. So how about we take books and pump it directly to kids' brains? Or maybe we let them listen into records when that was invented. Or how about the idea of a laptop for every child? We all know how that went. And due to shortage of time, I'll skip the Matrix film showing how we can just download a computer, a pilot program directly into the hero's head. So essentially, what's our pedagogic framework? It's built on 3 elements. It's collaboration, a safe environment for making mistakes, and learning by doing. And I'll touch on each one. Collaboration, we found that when kids work in pair using our software, both sides benefit. The kid who is delivering the explanation, and also the kid who is receiving it from somebody his own age, speaking their own language, and essentially giving them, they're much more receptive to that explanation. So this works great. Also in groups, we have great examples of teachers actually using Matific when the kids teach other kids in groups, and we've seen very nice things with it. When we talk about a safe environment for making mistakes, I'm not sure if all of you know the people in the picture, but at least the guy on the right, I hope most of you recognize. This is Steph Curry. Steph Curry is the best basketball player in the world today. His 3-point field goal percentage is 44%. So think about it for a second. It means that he misses more shots than he makes. Okay, and yet he's the best in the world. Now, if you take a kid in in school, and they need to, they get 44% in an exam, they're going to be branded as a complete failure. So we need a safe environment for making mistakes. And if you can play the video, please. So this is a game where we teach about the number line.
Help the ball reach the net by placing bouncy springs in the correct holes. Click on the Go button to release the ball.
Okay, so the idea here is that it teaches about the number line, and you're supposed to put springs in the correct places. And what happens if you don't get it right? Like here, I'm supposed to put it on 10, but I made a mistake. And if I click the ball, okay, what happens? Nothing. You get to try again. So this is a great way to have kids learn by trying, by doing. There's another example here, if you can play the video. Okay, so in this example, we're supposed to take 4 liters of water and put it in the 9-liter jug. For some reason, it's not running. But essentially, what the kids do, they fill water from the tap. Okay, we see it now flickering away. You fill water from the tap. You're supposed to work with the different containers. It's not that easy, but it teaches kids about problem solving. I'm a bit out of time, but I'll just say this final word, does it work? So we have a study, this is still not published yet, but Sold Institute in Israel conducted a study with teachers using Matific, and we had some amazing results with it. We see that these percentages are percentages of respondents who show the positive effect towards the attitude of children after they use Matific. So we see some great results with that. And I'll just finish with teachers. This is a very important component of our program. I have a nice story to share here, but I'm out of time. So I'll skip that. And thank you for your time. Just one thing I want to mention at the end. Matific recently won the Cody Award for Best Mathematical Instructional Solution. We're very proud of that. And we hope that we can use this tool to change or to help math education in Israel and, of course, elsewhere in the world.